People who quit their jobs on the first day. What was your I'm out of here moment? I got hired as a customer service representative at what I thought was a legitimate tech support company. The job posting said $18 an hour, full benefits, and helping customers with computer problems. First red flag should have been that they hired me on the spot after a 5-minute phone interview. No background check, no references, just, can you start Monday? I show up Monday morning to this dingy office building with no company sign outside. The receptionist was just some guy sitting at a folding table with a laptop. He points me toward a room full of people sitting at card tables with old desktop computers. My trainer was this kid who looked maybe 19 and had been there for 2 whole weeks. He hands me a binder that's just printed pages stuffed into a 3-ring binder with no organization. Okay, so basically you're going to call people and tell them their computer has a virus, he says. Then you remote into their computer and install our software to fix it. I'm thinking, this sounds like tech support, right? But then he shows me the customer list. It's just a spreadsheet with random phone numbers and names. No account numbers, no service requests, no indication these people had ever contacted the company. Wait, I said, these people called us for help? The kid laughs. No, we call them. You tell them Microsoft detected a virus on their computer and we're calling to help fix it. My stomach dropped. This was a scam operation targeting elderly people. He continues explaining how I'm supposed to charge them $299 for premium virus protection and get their credit card information over the phone. He shows me a script that was designed to sound urgent and scary. What if they ask how we got their number? I asked. Just say Microsoft shares security alerts with authorized partners. Most of them don't question it. I sat there for about 10 minutes pretending to read the training materials while I figured out what to do. The room was full of people making these calls and I could hear them using the exact same script with different victims. One guy near me was on the phone with what sounded like an elderly woman. Ma'am, I'm showing a severe security breach on your computer right now. If we don't fix this immediately, hackers could steal your personal information. I heard her voice through his headset asking confused questions and him just repeating the script more aggressively. That's when I realized these weren't just random scammers. This was an organized operation with a physical office, multiple employees, and probably hundreds of victims. I stood up and told the trainer I needed to use the bathroom. Instead, I walked straight out the front door and called the FBI from my car. I spent the next hour on the phone with a federal agent giving them the address, describing the operation, and providing details about what I'd seen. They told me this matched reports they'd been getting about tech support scams and asked if I'd be willing to go back in with a recording device. Hell no, I was not going back into that place. But here's the crazy part. I drove by the building 3 days later and it was completely empty. Windows were boarded up, no cars in the parking lot, nothing. They'd cleared out faster than I thought possible. A few weeks later, I got a call from the FBI agent. Turns out my tip led them to a larger investigation. The scam operation had been running for months and had stolen over $800,000 from victims, mostly elderly people. They'd been moving locations every few weeks to stay ahead of law enforcement. The guy who hired me had been recruiting people through legitimate job sites to make the operation look more professional. The agent told me that several of the people working there probably had no idea it was illegal when they started. They'd been told it was legitimate tech support for a Microsoft partner company. I felt terrible for almost becoming part of that. If I hadn't asked the right questions, I could have unknowingly scammed some grandmother out of her savings. The worst part was realizing how many people are desperate enough for work that they might not ask too many questions about a job that seems too good to be true. I ended up reporting the job posting to the websites where I'd found it, and they removed it. But I'm sure the scammers just posted new ones with different company names. I never did find out what happened to the 19-year-old trainer. Part of me hopes he was just naive and got out when he realized what was really going on. But he seemed pretty comfortable with the whole operation. I eventually found a legitimate customer service job that actually pays $18 an hour. Real company, real customers, real problems to solve. It's boring compared to almost becoming an accidental criminal, but I sleep better at night. Sometimes the biggest red flag isn't what they tell you.